The time is 6:15. Here is the news, edited by Dilini Gunawardana, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa states that the prosecution procedure regarding the tanker MV Express Pearl will not be delayed. Several institutions are called to the COPE committee during the next parliamentary week. Trade Minister says importers have agreed to further slash milk powder prices. Applications are called for the Vasat Syria 2023 celebration for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Foreign news, death toll reaches 270 in Sudan clashes. Sports news, the Sri Lanka squad is named for the second test match with Ireland. Local news in detail. Justice Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa states that the litigation procedure will take place regarding the tanker MV Express Pearl, which was gutted in a fire that erupted off the western coast of Sri Lanka 2 years ago. Addressing the media today, the minister refused the allegations made on delay in the prosecution procedure. It has been observed that payment of the compensation were delayed due to various reasons. Interventions were made in this regard. The prosecution process is being carried out by the Attorney General's Department and the foreign legal consultant agencies. Several institutions, including the Sri Lanka Airlines, the Land Reform Commission and the University Grant Commission, have been called to COPE committee during the next parliamentary week. Sri Lanka Export Credit Insurance Corporation will appear before the committee on 25th of April. The progress of implementation of the recommendations made in the last committee meeting will be monitored here. Sri Lanka Airlines and University Grant Commission have been summoned to the committee on 27th and 28th of April, respectively. Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando says that milk powder importers have expressed their agreement to further reduce the price of milk powder during the discussion which was held last night. The relevant associations had taken steps to reduce the price of imported milk powder with effect from 1st of April. And accordingly, the price of 1 kilogram packet of imported milk powder was reduced by 200 rupees, while the price of 400-gram packet of milk powder was reduced by 80 rupees. However, the minister emphasized that according to the agreement reached during yesterday's negotiations, the milk powder importers had stated that they will notify on how price of milk powder will be reduced within the next 2 days. The minister added the price of imported milk powder will be reduced once again from May accordingly. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local news, the Minister says that the plans regarding the restructuring of the Ceylon Electricity Board were discussed with the senior engineers and the Reform Committee members today. The senior engineers assured their fullest cooperation for the proposals and requested to expedite the process. They also submitted their proposals in managing the current employees and employees' benefits, integration of renewable energy and procurement. Applications are called for the Vasat Syria 2023 celebration for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year, which will take place on Saturday, April 22nd at Colombo Goldface Green. This event is being organized by the President's Office, the Prime Minister's Office and the Ministry of Public Administration. The day's festivities will commence with the New Year Games and competitions starting at 7 a.m. and concluding at 5 p.m. Thereafter, a musical concert will also take place from 6 p.m. onwards. The competitors have been divided into 3 sections, namely stage section, open section and guest section. And they feature a total of 18 competitions for both men and women. These competitions are open for staff members of the ministries and government institutions, their family members, friends and children. Foreigners who visit to participate in the competition can apply under the guest section. Applications can be downloaded at www.pmd.gov.lk. That ends local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
According to a survey conducted by the National Physical Planning Department in Sri Lanka, urbanization in Sri Lanka has increased to 46%. Its Director General Gamini Hevaga says that the urbanization in 2012 was at 18.5%. He added that the report of the survey is planned to submit to the Cabinet, following which the government will make decisions with regard to further urban planning based on the report. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Department of Meteorology said radiation that emit out of the sun is the main cause for the excessive heat which Sri Lanka is experiencing at present. Less clouds and winds are other reasons for the increased heat in Sri Lanka. However, the department released a warning of caution as increased heat may cause heat cramps and heat exhaustion when staying in sun for a long time. According to the department, heat could remain till mid-May this year. That ends Watchlight. Moving on to world news, let's take a look at the headlines. Death toll reaches 270 in Sudan clashes. UN says the hole in the ozone layer will be mended by 2066. The Global Buddhist Summit will be commenced tomorrow. World news in detail. Citing Sudan's health ministry, the World Health Organization stated that at least 270 people have been killed so far since clashes between the army and rapid support forces broke out. The statement further added another 2,600 people have also been injured. A new United Nations report says Earth's protective zone layer is slowly but noticeably healing at a pace that would fully mend the hole over Antarctica in about 43 years. The quadrennial scientific assessment found recovery in progress more than 35 years after every nation in the world agreed to stop producing chemicals that chomp on the layer of ozone in Earth's atmosphere that shields the planet from harmful radiation linked to skin cancer, cataracts and crop damage. The report was presented at the American Meteorological Society convention in Denver recently. The inaugural session of the Global Buddhist Summit will be held under the patronage of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. The 2-day summit is being hosted by India in collaboration with the International Buddhist Confederation. The summit is an effort towards engaging the global Buddhist Dhamma leadership and scholars on the matters of Buddhist and universal concerns, and to came up with policy inputs to address them collectively. The discussion at the summit will explore how the Buddha Dhamma's fundamental values can provide inspiration and guidance in contemporary settings. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Death toll reaches 270 in Sudan clashes. UN says the hole in the ozone layer will be mended by 2066. The Global Buddhist Summit will be commenced tomorrow. That ends world news.
Development news.
Tourist arrivals for the first 16 days of April topped 56,000, bringing the total number of international visitors entering the country for the year closer to the 400,000 mark. Provisional data released by the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority showed that for the April 1st to 16th period, the island nation welcomed 56,402 visitors. Topping the list as the largest source market for Sri Lanka is India, which is followed by the Russian Federation, UK and Germany respectively. That ends development news. Moving on to sports news. The Sri Lanka squad is named for the second test match between Ireland and Sri Lanka. The same squad named for the previous match will play the second test, scheduled to be held on 24th April at the Gold International Stadium. Dimuth Karmaratne is the captain of the team. Kusal Mendis, Angelo Matthew, Dinesh Chandimal, Dhananjay De Silva, Kamindu Mendis, Nishan Madhushka, Sadira Samaravikrama, Ramesh Mendis, Prabhat Jayasuriya, Dushan Hemanta, Lasit Ambuldenia, Asita Fernando, Vishwa Fernando and Milan Ratnaika are the other members of the team. That ends sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
AIA's outstanding sales professionals were recognized for their sales excellence by winning 4 golds and 4 silvers at Slim National Sales Awards, the premier event in Sri Lanka that recognizes sales excellence. AIA's team of skilled and experienced sales professionals has always demonstrated outstanding dedication and diligence in delivering quality customer service, and this was yet another testament of thus service. That ends business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Sri Lanka's Ceylon Chamber of Commerce said its member firms and individuals have raised 525 million rupees to support 105 ambulances operated by the Suez Harrier Paramedic Service. The service called for donors to adopt an ambulance. That ends economic news.
LONC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LONC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking. LONC Finance will continue to innovate with the next generation digitalization of financial services, delivering a superior customer experience.
Weather report.
Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, northwestern and north central provinces and in the Galle and Matha districts during the afternoon or night. That ends weather report. To wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Minister Vijay Dasa Rajapaksa states that prosecution procedure regarding the tanker MV Express Pearl will not be delayed. Several institutions are called to COPE committee during the next parliamentary week. Trade Minister says importers have agreed to further slash milk powder prices. Applications are called for the Vasat Syria 2023 celebration for the Singal and Tamil New Year. Foreign news, death toll reaches 217 Sudan clashes. Sports news, the Sri Lanka squad is named for the second test match with Ireland. With that, we wrap up the evening news broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka.